Okay, so welcome back to Tech Mods Creative Mode. Um, so we're going to look through the various blocks in industrial foregoing. I think the stuff with the trees, I'm not going to go into at this point. It's not that it's always the same really with that stuff. It's very similar in thermal expansion. I want to start with the generators basically. So let's look at these. Okay, so basically all fuels burn the same time, but they just create more power per tick. So this is the most basic one. It just needs gold, and yeah, everything requires machine frame. Everything requires plastic. That is basically how it works. But I just want to look at this. So yeah, what was I thinking about this? Oh yeah, like basically you can have things like the capacitor in there, right? So you could take a basic capacitor and put that in here. And then if you have a block of coal, see everything will take the same amount of time to burn. So we'll put in like a piece of, yeah, it takes, I think it's 50, and this is going to be, I think that means RF. Yeah, you can see, yeah, a lot of stuff goes in here actually. Yeah, wow, a lot of stuff. So even stuff like, one of the things to notice is like this mod, and like there's also that mod whoosh as well. Everything is very much integrated with, oh wow, pyrotheum dust gets you a lot of power from it. So yeah, this is actually a better generator than it appears in terms of, because of the interaction with thermal expansion. Yeah, if you've got a huge source of pyrotheum, you're going to get a huge amount of power from that. That's a lot of power. Pyrotheum though, not that hard to get. You can get it directly from, that comes from netherrack. Really all you need is a blaze spawner. And good processing of coal. What was this one for? This is a pulverizer specialization. So yeah, if you still touch enough copper, you can see anyway, it fills up here. So there are ways to export the energy. So for instance, say I wanted to, yeah. So basically the way it works is the energy, it can, yeah, you can put the fuel in here, and so the charge pads, you would sort of input and output items like that capacitor, and you can choose what side you want to do it from. The fuel input, we'll do the fuel, and then so for instance if I put, you see this will automatically, well it's already put it all into the capacitor, but if I had another block of some kind, automatically fill that up. And that's based on this this column, and that's the way to look at it, sort of like columns and stuff. They are columns. Okay. So then we have the Lava Fabricator. Basically, the Lava Fabricator, if you look at the, I'm trying to remember how I actually managed to see the answer, because I was wondering about it before. Yeah, you see in the machine outputs, there's a lot of them here, aren't there? This is probably actually the way to, this is probably the way to look at. That's an interesting one, isn't it, with the concrete? But yeah, looking at the machine output section is the way to view the mods in like a, like for instance a lapidary calibration. I wouldn't have even seen this one. Okay, oh interesting. So that's the way to use gemstones as fuel. So you get 1.2 million per diamond. I guess if you're getting a, Yeah. I guess this tectonic initiator really is about increasing the diamond yield. Yeah. 4.3% on that. I mean, that seems like, I mean, yeah, would you really want to run a base off diamonds? I mean, that seems like an odd one. But anyway, uh, yeah, the lava fabricator. So as you can see, the lava fabricator only output lava buckets. I was trying to extract it. You basically have to have lava buckets in here. It creates lava from, uh, yeah, it creates a bucket of lava for 50,000, which is pretty simple. And then we just get the buckets will just come in. Yeah, it's not exactly draining this energy so very quickly though. So you can make a huge amount of lava basically, but it is only in bucket form. You'd need a right clicker or something, I guess, to put it into the tanks. Yeah, how would you get it into the tanks, I wonder? Oh, yeah, this thing, by the way, doesn't actually. It doesn't take lava buckets. So, I guess lava isn't a solid fuel. I don't know. That solid fuel thing is a bit annoying, but lava buckets. It would obviously be a lot better if it did take lava buckets. The good thing about this, I believe, is that I think it will recognise once this inventory is full. Let's just check. Yeah, that's the good thing about all these pipes. They all know what's going on, so it just stays like that, and it doesn't waste any time. I guess. Okay, let's not waste any more time then. Okay, so biofuel. Oh yeah. So what do I have here? Here I have the plant. So okay, so let's put in. So the way this works is you use the. There's various blocks. There's the. You need a hydrator, I believe. So the hydrator is the growth tick stuff. Now you need a sewage composter for. Yeah, this is where like it's all into. What is magic? Oh, there is actually potion stuff. I may just. Hmm. There's quite a lot in this. I never actually got that into Mine Factory Reloaded. Uh, but I mean, it might be worth. To be honest, I mean, I can just tell as soon as Ender comes back, I'm just going to switch immediately to that. But because Ender is not my favourite. But anyway, Law of Fabricator is cool though, because it means you don't have to do that chunk loading stuff with like the ranged pump or whatever. And I don't like doing that. So how can I get some crops to? All right, so I'm going to need to get some power somehow. This thing is not a multi-block though, is it? No. So what I'll do is, okay, I've got one. Is I'm going to put in some. Okay, so we'll call this the power source, right? Alright, so this thing is going to need some power. Okay, so probably I'm going to want some. Well, you don't really need. I could just use these guys, couldn't I? what are the options for this? Yeah, it's funny they've got just one for just one purely for RF. But let's go in the tube again. The thing is, it's probably quicker just to fly over. In fact, I know it is. But going in the tube, I mean, you can't beat it. It's best to have an empty hand though, because otherwise you get some. Yeah. Let's see what we need. One torch. Let's he probably needs a fishing rod. I didn't actually look, but I mean, what else? Yeah. He's actually getting through the fish pretty fast, this guy.
Oh, after fish I go.
Oh, that's new. I think that's actually new, that. He's actually caught quite a decent amount. Then you can take a stick. I think, to be honest, yeah. What I like is that they make all this noise as if they're doing a huge amount of stuff, and like nothing's changing. But yeah, this town hall is now complete, so I could potentially put the builder onto another job, but we'll see. What you can do, incidentally, is for some of these workers, like for instance, this one's got no job, right? What you could do is, if you get a warehouse, you can just get all the ones without jobs just work in the warehouse. Because that's the thing, because there's one-to-one correspondence in terms of, yeah, like one of the things you'll notice is like your builder, you just have to the builder builds this and the builder builds that, but it's never like you never have multiple builders building like when we're building one. You can't get like 10 builders to build a town hall. It'll just be that one builder builds the whole thing. But anyway.